to happen. And now we want President Maduro back. And now we want to affirm that even though you kidnap President Maduro, it doesn't mean that the Bolivarian Revolution is over.
Tell us about what is happening, because obviously, as I just mentioned earlier, Western media is not very reliable in general. It certainly isn't reliable when it comes to Venezuela. So what is happening? What happened during the attack? How did you experience it? Did you wake up to it?
So yes, so just to give you like a timeline of the things that happened, basically at around 2 a.m. in the morning, I woke up with the sound, with this tremendous loud explosion sound. Of course, I have no idea what was happening. It felt like an earthquake, like maybe the sky was falling down. I immediately got up, immediately went to the window. I could hear the explosions, I could hear the planes flying, but I couldn't actually see them. But I knew they were close, and I knew that something bad was happening because the sound was like something like I've never heard before. Immediately, friends and family began calling me. We began exchanging messages and phone calls, just trying to understand what was happening. We all knew that this was something bad. There was a part of me that already knew that this was most likely a US military aggression, but of course, we needed to remain calm. So I just tried to wait until there was absolute confirmation. In the meanwhile, I was seeing videos and photos on social media of people like me who woke up to these loud sounds and they looked out the window and they saw that there were explosions around where they lived. And so in total, there were like 6 places in Caracas that were hit by US strikes. Not only military complex places, because the US is saying that they only hit these military sites, and that's not true. They actually also hit civilian areas, urban areas, civilian populations. For example, they mentioned Fortuna, which is a military complex, but Fortuna is not just a military complex, it has a lot of residential areas around it. So the strikes were actually quite tremendous, and they actually cause some civilian casualties, which we will have a balance about it soon enough from the Venezuelan government. So that's what happened. Around 3 a.m. in the morning, we got like the first confirmation from the Venezuelan government that indeed we were under military attack. The communique said that it called the people to just remain calm, but at the same time was saying this is the moment to resist, this is the moment to fight. Everybody has to be in high alert. Everybody has to be ready to defend the patria, to defend the sovereignty. So we waited. We were just like, okay, so we're just gonna continue to wait for more confirmation from the government. Soon after, the defense minister, Vladimir Padrino Lopez, he went on television and he said the same thing. He said, yes, we are being attacked by the United States. This is a criminal, imperialist aggression. This is illegal. This is, of course, something that the Venezuelan army is going to face with our heads holding high. He said that the military was already in the streets. They were already trying to take uh, control of the situation. And he called the Venezuelan people to, of course, trust in the military, trust in the militia, trust in this civilian military union, and to remain calm inside their houses. Soon after that, we got the most devastating statement from the Venezuelan government, which was Vice President Delcy Rodriguez saying that indeed President Maduro had been kidnapped alongside his wife, Cilia Flores. And I think it's very important that we emphasize this part. President Nicolas Maduro, an elected constitutional president, was kidnapped by US forces. He was not captured, he was not arrested. No, he was
Removed.
exactly.
Right.
None of that. None of that. We all know that the United States has built this fantasy narrative that the Venezuelan government is somehow behind this huge narco trafficking organization,
Agreed.
with
Because
absolutely
that has
no proof
kept
about that,
the
no
word of
evidence about that. They have
Do you guys want to know why they are doing this to you? Do you guys want to know why? I've said this shit before to you. And it's almost like you just don't understand. Why are you so afraid to be the chosen children of God? Why are you guys so afraid? What is the problem? How come you don't understand that this is your heritage? Why is this so hardcore? Why is it so difficult for you to understand? This goes all the way back. And you're like, what does this have to do with that? It has to do with everything of that. Do you understand what that means?
we'll start at 3 minutes.
Listen, family. If you don't get it, then you don't get it.
Los apoya para que
night. So anyhow, let's start off with the video, and we're gonna go through. Let's say we'll start at 3 minutes, like 3 to 5 minutes. 2 minutes. We'll start at the 3rd minute.
That show.
Give me a
come
second.
forth out
And
of-
again, it's not necessarily this school. I'm not targeting IUIC. I sincerely was looking for any other.
Fam, you just don't know who you are, huh? You have no idea. You have no concept. Shit. Shit. Man. Come on, man. Look, listen, there's 2 people watching, bro. One from the hashtag and the other one from MESHIACHA Chronicles. Bro, you know what's so sad? That's what it took to like show you guys the video. These motherfuckers really love your heritage. They love your heritage so much that they work for it to be those people. And you guys are like not even noticing. God, so disgusting. Even just to fucking understand that you're so weak that you don't even understand who the fuck you are. Bro, that's sad, man.
Other school that would talk about this subject, and I didn't find any. Okay, so I'm not trying to be dismissive or luring somebody, or I'm being deceptive and trying to create hate. No, I like I said, I looked for it, no, couldn't find it, and I was not going to go to the so-called white man because I already know they're not explaining anything. So I thought, well, let me see if these guys maybe might be able to. So I listened to them, and here's their explanation of things. Okay, so let me be quiet. We'll run to the 5th minute. It's regarding Abraham.
knowledge of God. So this class is going to increase y'all in the knowledge of God. All right, so let's go to Genesis 11 and 27. The seed of Abraham. The book of Genesis, chapter 11 and verse 27. Now these are the generations of Terah. Terah begat Abram. Right, so Terah begat Abram. We will later know him as Abraham, but right here he's Abram. All right, the son of Terah. Read. Nahor in Haran. And Haran begat Lot. Read. And Haran died before his father Terah in the land of his nativity, in Ur of the Chaldees. So it says the land of the nativity was Ur of the Chaldees. So where was Abram at first? In Ur of the Chaldees. Let's get Judith chapter 5 and verse 1.
So now the question is why? Okay, it's mentioned, but why was he there in the first place? Why wasn't he in Africa or in Europe or up in Russia or up in China? Why was he sojourning in the Ur of the Chaldees? Let's continue.
Judith chapter 5 and verse 1. Make sure y'all follow. This is one of them classes where you can't pop in and pop out and expect to know what the hell going on. Everything gonna tie in together throughout the full course of the class. Judith 5 and 1. The book of Judith, chapter 5 and verse 1. Then was it declared to Holofernes, the chief captain of the army of Assur. Holofernes. Go ahead. Holofernes, the chief captain of the army of Assur.
Hey, shalom, fam. I again, let me remind y'all, you two both that are listening. I appreciate y'all being here. The topic is Abraham the friend of God. I was trying to find a different, like any kind of school that would teach this subject regarding Abraham. I wasn't going to go to the white man, so-called white man, and listen to their Christian doctrine on them. They don't really know. They don't know what they're talking about. Not really. So I figured, let me see who I can find. I only found IUIC. Okay, GMS, ISUPK, Zakari. I couldn't find anything. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm not targeting them. Okay, just again, it's a topic. This is their breakdown. This is what they're saying regarding Abraham and all of that stuff. Okay, well, let's find out what they're saying. Where they're reading Judith, which we're going to touch eventually.
Sir, that the children of Israel had prepared for war and had shut up the passages of the hill country and had fortified all the tops of the high hills and had laid impediments in the campaign countries.
Right. So this chief captain is in charge of this army that's going through and conquering and defeating all these lands, all these nations. But he come up on Israel and he sees all type of.
So basically, Judith 5 is just talking about that there's some other nation. Like, wait a minute, who are you guys? What they're about? They're inquiring about our people. Okay.
Hills fortified and protected, and he's like, man, what the hell are these damn hills? You know what I'm saying? What's up? Read
verse 2. Wherewith.
Let me fast forward this because they're gonna go through the story here. Let me see.
Country. And what are the cities that they inhabit?
Yeah.
Inhabited
no tree.
Out of the mouth of the
history of the Israelites. Read.
And there shall no lie come out of the mouth of thy servant.
Read.
This people are descendant of the Chaldeans.
I remember that. Descendant of the Chaldean. These words matter. Descendant. Why descendant? Why? And then why just walk over that? Watch this.
What?
Of the Chaldeans.
They are descendant of the Chaldeans. Why did he say that? Eliakim.
Check. Shalom, leadership. He said that because Abraham, Abram, his father was Terah in Haran and died before his father Terah in the land of his nativity in Ur of the Chaldees. So he was saying that that was the lineage that we came from.
He said that's the lineage that we came from. And watch how he responds to it.
He was just going back to Abram.
Okay, was it the that was the what that we came from?
I'm sorry?
That was the what that we came from?
The lineage.
That ain't quite the word.
Or the land.
Land.
Okay, I don't know the psychological word for this, but that's leading. I know that in law it's leading the witness. Okay, so if you are lawyers of the law, then you are leading the witness here. All right, you asked a question and it wasn't defined properly. It says descendants of the Chaldees. So the question is why? Now they walk over it. I'm only going to show a few more seconds and a few more, and then I said we're going to move on.
The land. Remember, he said that's the land of their nativity.
Right.
That's where they was dwelling at in Chaldee, in the land of the Chaldees.
Right.
All right. Go back to Genesis 11.
All right, now he's going to Genesis 11. All right, cool. Sounds good. All right, so we're clear on that. So that's their interpretation of the scriptures. Now, hey, by the way, guys, I want to show you this background. All right. Me personally, this is my thorn in the flesh. I need this reminder.